Hello, YouTube and fellow Doctor Who fans. Today I am going to be reviewing one of the classic Doctor Who series stories I have recently watched this week. It took me about 3 days to watch it, and it is the last story of the Patrick Troughton era as the second Doctor. This is the first Patrick Troughton story I have watched. Let me just see if I can do something about the focus. And there we go. This is the first Patrick Troughton story I've ever watched with him all the way through. I have watched him on The Five Doctors, which in that he was one of my favourite incarcerations of the Doctor. I found him very entertaining, very amusing, very intelligent at sometimes, which I feel is actually lost on the Doctor today, which is the Matt Smith Doctor. I find him very aggressive and very threatening as a Doctor, but I mean that's for another story. But yeah, this is the last story of the Patrick Troughton era, as I said. At this time in the Doctor Who franchise, they were actually wondering whether or not the BBC were actually wondering if the story, if the series had actually reached its time. They actually thought that, right, it's been going on for 6 years. Should we actually cancel it? We think that the audience is getting a bit tired of it, basically. And as we all know, it didn't stop there. But for this point in time, it looked like it was going to stop forever. This is a very, very good Doctor Who story. It's actually one of my favourite Doctor Who stories ever, and that's including all the updated ones with David Tennant and Matt Smith and the other Doctor, Christian Eccleston, I think his name was. The story about this is that the Doctor, Jamie and Zoe, land on a mysterious planet which looks like Earth and it feels like Earth, and by all rights it is Earth. And they quickly come to the conclusion that they have actually arrived at a moment in Earth's past, namely the First World War, and they find this out by having all these soldiers shooting at them and being in fields where all these explosions are happening all around them. It's really quite epic. It's actually like a proper war film, it really is, but with a Doctor Who story. And then the forces of the First World War captured the Doctor and his companions and accused them of being spies for the enemy, namely the Germans, but I assume that it was for the Germans, even though it wasn't stated properly. And then they said, right, you're spies, and you have to be shot. That's only in the first part, so obviously they won't end the story in the first part. And it's really quite good because as time goes on, the Doctor discovers this map, and he actually sees on the map that it's actually divided into zones, and each of these zones is actually focusing on the Pacific War in the history of the human race. So we have the First World War, we have the Romans, and we have the American Civil War. Obviously, there are more than 3 wars that are actually going on in this world, specified on this map. But them 3 wars are the ones that actually feature in this film. I say a film because it's like a film, but it's a TV series. The Roman section, I wish that they could have actually, I wish that they could have done a bit more with it. Like, I wish that they could have actually got some characters in it and made them more involved in the story, but that's not what they did. But it's still a really good story. It's a 10-parter, and it doesn't feel long. It doesn't feel over dragged. There's not a part of this where I thought, oh my god, this section is totally pointless, and they've only put it in just to make it a 10-parter. It's the only Doctor Who's episode that I've actually ever known that has 3 discs in it. Disc 1 has got episodes 1 to 5. Disc 2 is episodes 6 and 10, and disc 3 is special features. And this disc is totally packed with special features that I absolutely like, and bonus stuff, and all these documentaries about the possible end of Doctor Who, and the behind the scenes making, and the special effects that they used for it. Also, it's actually got Easter eggs in it, and I don't know if anyone's actually watched the episode called Blink with David Tennant. Easter eggs are kind of hidden bonus footage that is put onto a CD, and you've got to hunt around to actually see them. And I mean, it says it's got Easter eggs on it right at the back there, so I presume it's got more than one. But yeah, it was really interesting. And as actually time goes on in this story, the Doctor actually discovers that there is alien technology going on, and I mean, this alien tech looks extremely like the technology that the TARDIS uses. And I mean, as the story goes along, I'm actually trying not to make any spoilers in here. I'm thinking because I feel that anything I tell you will be in the trailer anyway. So as the time goes on, it's actually revealed that a rogue Time Lord is actually helping these people out. These people in the war games are actually they are actual people that have been taken out of their time and put into this war games. I'm not quite sure why. I've got to watch it again, as it's quite lengthy. But I mean, this rogue Time Lord, which is here, it isn't actually stated who he is, but he looks and reacts and acts like the Master. And I don't know if this is the Master, or if this character inspired the Master character, but that's who I see him as. Anyway, in the first incarceration of the Master, but don't quote me on that. And I mean, and the last part of this story is really epic, where it involves the Doctor calling for help from his fellow Time Lords. And this is very interesting because the Doctor is really scared of he's actually really scared of of the Time Lords. He's very afraid of them. He thinks that they're arrogant. He feels that they're petty. He feels that they've got all this power and they don't do anything about all this evil that's in the universe. And full of calling him, and the full of calling for their help, is very, very worrying for him, especially because he stole the TARDIS from them and is basically being a rogue Time Lord himself. And I won't spoil the ending, but the ending is really, really epic. Trust me, you won't forget it. I've actually watched this about a week ago and I still can actually remember the ending. It's really, really good. The special features on it are really, really good, as I mentioned before. I think I've actually said all I wanted to actually say about this. I hope I haven't actually given anything away. I don't think I have. It's really good. Would I actually recommend that you go out to the shops and buy this? Definitely I would. In the shops right now it's for £17. I would pay £17 for this, but if you go online you can get for £10. which is a bargain for this. It's really worth it for £10, especially because it's 3 discs. It'll take you about an entire week just to watch the episodes and the special features. The rating I would actually give this is, it'll be a 9 out of 10. I was actually going to give it a 10 out of 10, but I feel that every Doctor Who story that you think that is worth a 10 out of 10, there's always something in it that can be improved. As I said before, this is my favourite episode of Doctor Who, and I wish that the Doctor Who series now would actually do a story that was based around this story, or based around something that was similar to this. I mean, honestly, do we want to actually see one episode where the Doctor is on a spaceship with dinosaurs? Come on, this is the story that we want to see. The rating I would actually... Oh yeah, I mean, I've actually said the rating, sorry. Yeah, I think I've said all I wanted to actually say. Yeah, okay. So, next week I'm going to be reviewing Tom Baker's story called the City of Death, which I'm going to be doing next week and uploading. I hope that you're going to be enjoying that. And I mean, as I said before, the reason why I'm doing these reviews is because I have trouble expressing myself and expressing my opinions about stuff, and this is why I'm doing these actual reviews. Sorry, I've got a stutter. So yeah, hopefully this will help me out. If you guys want to actually see me do reviews about any Doctor Who stories or any DVDs that are actually based around the Pacific Doctor, please specify them in the comments below. And also please give me any feedback, any comments about how you thought I did. If I could improve on anything, I'm sure I got loads of stuff I can improve on. Unfortunately, that's why I've got it all of my life, unfortunately. But yeah, okay. I will see you guys next week, otherwise I'll be mumbling on and on. Okay? See ya. Bye.